You are Locked On Astros Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Houston on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Isn't it a lot of fun when you guys get to have a fun night watching the Houston Astros? And that's exactly what you got as they cruise to an easy win throughout the entire baseball game tonight. Never a concern that this thing was ever going to be a game that they would lose. Oh, I shouldn't say never a concern. It wasn't a concern. It's the Angels. They beat them tonight 10-4 to pick up win number 85 of the season to put the magic number down to 3. The Astros with a chance, as we sit here and do this show live, still of clinching the division tomorrow. The Mariners would have to end up losing to the Rangers tonight, which right now is not happening. The Mariners are the Mariners are up 5-4. It is the bottom of the 8th. The Rangers have runners on the corners with 2 outs. Give you an update if anything changes there. If the Astros can get the victory tomorrow and the Mariners also lose tomorrow, then the division will be done. In all likelihood, and I think for me too, I'd like to see it happen with the Mariners in town. Stick it to Seattle right there in front of them because they do all that talking up there. I would love to see those Mariner fans. I remember early in this season on this channel, we had a bunch of Mariners fans climbing in the comments. They came and found this show live on YouTube, just like you fine folks have done. And they chirped and chirped and chirped and chirped. Must be nice. Hello to all of you that are out there. I see our buddy over here, Ricardo's. Wrong one. He's watching in from Brazil again. You're out there if you're all over the world, we are worldwide. We're global. We're global on the Locked On Astros Postcast. Thank you for watching. As always, tonight's show, by the way, brought to you by FanDuel. Now through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. The Astros tonight, though, look, there's not a lot of in-depth you're going to get to when it comes to how this baseball game was played tonight, right? I think you talk about the good things. You talk about the fact that Yordan Alvarez has decided that he can hit the baseball again, which is great. Absolutely great. They need him to be Yordan Alvarez. He's been in a just brutal funk of late. 4-hit baseball game. Look, the Angels are the definition of slump buster. If you looked it up right now in the dictionary, it'd probably have a picture of the Angels. That's what they were for Yordan tonight. That's what they were. Kyle Tucker wasn't like a horrific slump. He's still coming back from his injury and everything, so that is what it is. Excuse me, my nose is just killing me all of a sudden. But they needed to see these kind of nights. Now, it sure would be nice if you could get one of these nights to happen for Jose Altuve. He's been bad lately. He's running out of days to get that batting average back to 300. 296 for Altuve, just 1 for 5. Did get a hit by pitch there. He was probably looking at his chops thinking he was going to get an easy hit because he was facing a position player there at the end of the baseball game, but took a knuckleball right to the back of his left arm. I'm going to go ahead and guess he's probably going to be just fine. There won't be any kind of health concern. No x-rays are needed. No MRIs are needed. But it would be nice to have him have a night like Yordan had, like Kyle Tucker had. Kyle Tucker had another 4-hit night. Tucker's got 22 home runs now in the season. Yordan's up to 35. Man, if Kyle Tucker did not miss time this year like he did. Like Kyle Tucker this season has played a total of 73 games. He's whacked 22 home runs. It's a shame. It's an absolute shame because his numbers this season could have been tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. The team was tremendous tonight. 20 hits in the baseball game tonight. Look, you pound out 20 hits in any game. Guess what you're going to do? That's right. You guessed it right. You're going to win, just like the Astros did. By the way, the Rangers did not do anything with their opportunity there in the bottom of the eighth. They had runners on the corners with 2 men out, and they got nothing out of it. So the Rangers hold on to the Mariners, hold on to the lead in that baseball game as we're doing this show live. And, well, they will probably delay the Astros from being able to clinch the AL West tomorrow, which honestly kind of works out because tomorrow this channel will be busy, by the way. We've got the Texans taking on the Minnesota Vikings, 12 o'clock game tomorrow for that. I will be live with former Texans lineman Wade Smith as soon as that game ends. And then when I get done with Wade, I'm going to put the show over to Astros. So the Astros will probably be done, I would imagine, right around the time that I finish the Texans show. We'll talk both tomorrow. We will do both tomorrow because I love you guys. And why wouldn't I do 2 shows back to back if I can do it? And yes, Sanjay, you asking there. Yes, Wade Smith is on the show every week with me for the Texans shows. So you don't have to listen to just me talk football. You can actually hear a former NFL player, former lineman, talk about the Texans as well. The Astros tonight, by the way, pounding out those 20 hits. They get 4 from Jordan, as I mentioned. Yeah, Altuve had 1. Let's go through them. Salazar had 1 at the end. Tucker had his 4. Yainer Diaz hits a couple. Got that batting average right at 300. Jeremy Pena, a couple for him. Caratini. And, Caratini had 2. Myers had 2. And Dubon had 2. But again, Victor Caratini, what a great addition to this baseball club he's been. Just a great backup catcher who's hit all season long. It's been incredible. Absolutely love what he's brought to this team. And I didn't expect him to be this kind of hit. I mean, his career numbers weren't horrific, but they weren't very good. And he just hits. He's basically played his way into, and it sucks for John Singleton at first base because John's had some moments. Now, I know John's not deserving of playing every day necessarily. You don't need him, don't want him playing first base every single day. It wouldn't be a great thing for this baseball club. But matchups, matchups dictate that at times Singleton needs to play, but Caratini keeps doing his thing. And you got to get him in the lineup. And Yainer has to play first base. I think they're a little bit better off with Yainer at first base instead of behind the plate. That's just me. I don't think that Yainer is going to be an everyday catcher forever. He's destined to be a DH and first baseman. Not that he's bad back there. He's not great. He's not great. Hey, let's talk Ronel Blanco. He made sure that where his season was at was known again. We'll talk about that when we return to the Locked On Astros Postcast. Passion, drive, and patience. The formula for winning championships is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. All the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit only available to U.S. customers. Locked On Astros Postcast. During our brief little between the commercial and this, I just drilled myself in the tooth with my water bottle. So that was fun. Appreciate you guys stopping by tonight. I'm your host, Michael Connor, by the way. If you're new to this channel, thank you. If you're not, well, look at my receding hairline. You're welcome. You're welcome. Welcome to your future, gentlemen that are out there that are also in their 30s. The Astros win tonight. The Mariners, by the way, just scored again, so the Astros will not be clinching the division tomorrow, unless the Rangers are about to go buck wild in the bottom of the ninth. I doubt that's going to happen. I really, really doubt that. So, Astros will just have to clinch on Monday against the Mariners. Darn. Stinks. Absolutely stinks. You really hate that the Mariners are going to have to come to town and watch the Astros clinch another AL West title right in front of their little faces. I still would have liked to do it tomorrow. It would have been fun. Have like an ultimate Houston sports day. A Texans win in the morning. I shouldn't say the morning. The early afternoon. Astros win. Same time, actually. I'm really doing great on this analysis. Betting, world-winning type of stuff right here. But it would have been an awesome day tomorrow to have both of those. Thanks, by the way, if you are joining us for the first time, please hit that subscribe button. That way you can come back and join us again. And don't forget that, again, tomorrow, this channel will be live a couple of times, Astros and the Texans. But Texans is first tomorrow. Just giving you guys a heads up. Texans, they go first. Even if the Astros game was miraculously 2 hours and the Texans game was 2 hours, 15 minutes, we're going to do Texans first, then we're going to do Astros tomorrow. So join us for that. Wade Smith and I talking Texans and the Minnesota Vikings. If you're looking for this show on podcast, always go and search for the Locked On Astros podcast anywhere that you get your podcast, and guess how much it costs you? Nothing. It's free. Again, go search for it. You get this show and the Locked On Astros show. Brett and Eric do an amazing job. As always, you can check out their show as well, as you should. They're there for you all the time, covering the Houston Astros and what goes on out there on the field for this team. Ronel Blanco today, really good start overall. 6 innings. I know he scattered a lot of hits, 7 of them. 2 runs, 9 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Threw a total of 104 pitches, 69 of them for strikes. You know, he got his little time out of the rotation there, for which was basically 1 turn through, and they used him out of the bullpen. And he's come back since then in his 2 starts, and he's gone 12 innings. He's given up 2 runs and 11 hits in those innings, and he's walked 4 and struck out 14. Yeah, Justin Verlander last night, we were done with this show by the time his comments came out. And I thought he actually handled it pretty well after the game, talking about how bad he's been. And kind of recognizing that, he's not been very good, and that the team has a decision to make, and it's not his decision to make. He knows. They all know. The writing was on the wall with that you can't run Justin Verlander out there in a postseason game. I've said it once. I'll say it again. It would be straight up malpractice for how you are managing a team in the postseason to pitch a man that has gone out there and given you nearly a 6 ERA on the season. Because the facts are the facts that everybody else on the staff, and he acknowledged that last night, these guys, they pitch their butts off. He's being outpitched by Spencer Arrighetti. And the Astros have a decision to make on how they will handle rotation come postseason time. They sit there. I think I saw the quote it was in that Brian McTaggart piece from Dana Brown. Oh, no, we're not thinking about that right now. We're not worried about the roster. We're not putting, okay. They're sitting over there. They've got their rosters put together. They know. Don't ever believe words that they say when they say that. They have every matchup ready to go. They know who they're going with in which matchup, and it goes from there. I do think a lot of how they set up their pitching, because they will be playing in the wild card round, which sucks. You know, we've been blessed for so long. The Astros have basically had home field advantage every single year in the postseason. They'll have it for the wild card round, and then it goes away unless they play another wild card team at some point. But they will play in the wild card round. They'll have to, it does stink for the way that your postseason sets up. It's going to be hard to get through it all when you're blowing pitching in the first inning. That's why it's really important in that best of three and that wild card round to sweep, in all honesty. They will right now be playing the Minnesota Twins. Twins have a half-game lead on the Detroit Tigers for the final wild card spot. They could still see the Seattle Mariners. They're 2 games out. I mean, hell, the Tampa Bay Rays at 1 game under, 4.5 games back, are technically still alive, but they're not going to make it. I would go ahead and imagine that they're going to see the Twins of the Tigers, one of those two. And they should beat either of those teams. But that's where it gets to, matchups and how you've worked your way through setting up whatever it is. Rotation-wise is what I should say. The Fromber's the automatic game one every time that you go out there. We all know that. I do believe that Hunter Brown has pitched his way to being the automatic bona fide number 2. But I could see a world where, they sit there and they say a game 3 of the wild card round, if they had to play that, what if it's the Twins and they've got a lot of right-handed hitters and they think that they're going to struggle against Blanco's changeup or whatever. I could see them doing that. I could also see them saying, okay, well, Kikuchi will start today, but we're going to back him up with Ronel Blanco out of the bullpen. Hey, there's a lot of possibilities here. A lot of ways to, find your way to the right formula in your mind or what the matchups do say. It's always great to have the options. That's the most important thing. When you have those options, you feel rich. But one of those options is not Justin Verlander. Spencer Arrietty's a better option. Excuse me. He's a better option than Justin Verlander right now. Just keep winning, as always. Keep winning, and things will work themselves out. It always feels like it happens like that for the Astros as well. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. Willard, we love you. We appreciate you watching the show. I'm going to go ahead and say that this comment right here has a 0% chance of happening. That would be like a gajillion dollars. Jim Crane doesn't spend a gajillion dollars. He spends good money, but not that kind of money. So, yeah. Ronel Blanco made sure that everybody knows that he needs to play an important role for this baseball team this season. At least I should say postseason. And I think that's absolutely going to happen. Let's preview tomorrow's game. Final game of this series. Astros looking for the sweep. An important sweep. They could finish with a big old fat massive winning streak against this Los Angeles Angels team. I wanted to call them the Anaheim Angels. They are the Anaheim Angels. They're not in Los Angeles. They're in Anaheim. It's the dumbest thing ever. Oh, we just want to be known as Los Angeles. That's going to help us. Doesn't matter. Honestly, I'd rather Dodger Stadium's better, but you never want to go play for the Angels. As long as what's his face is owning it, Marty Moreno or whatever. Nobody wants to play there. They'll be forever stuck. Hate to see it. Absolutely hate to see it. Let's talk about tomorrow's game. We'll do that next here on the Locked On Astros Postcast. Well, you've heard us talk a lot about FanDuel. Of course, that is America's #1 sports book. Well, right now we got something a little bit different for you because now through September 22nd, that's tomorrow, by the way, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Then with a YouTube TV base plan, you'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon out-of-market game. All you need is a Google account and a current form of payment, and you can cancel anytime. Just visit FanDuel.com to download America's #1 sportsbook. Locked On Astros Postcast. For a few more moments here, I'm your host, Michael Connor. Thank you for stopping by and joining us. If you're new to this channel tonight, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and you can come on back anytime. The Astros tomorrow will play a 1:10 first pitch to wrap up this series. Another reminder, just because I'm going to keep reminding you so you don't forget, you will see links for both shows tomorrow. And I'm going to put those up actually here in the next few minutes because I have a early day tomorrow and have a bunch of stuff to do before the Texans game starts tomorrow at noon. So I'm going to put those up tonight. Make sure if you're getting into the comment section while the games are going, as always, they're open for that. I want you guys to go in there and hang out. I try to get in there as much as I can. I'm sorry that I haven't done that. It's probably been about a week since I was in there at all. It's been life is good, but life's a little crazy right now. I got a lot going on. The Astros, though, tomorrow, and again, I'll have both up. The Astros game we will do after we do the Texans show tomorrow, which will be Wade Smith and I for that. But they're going to go Spencer Arrighetti against Griffin Canning. And look, everything about this matchup always screams Astros win, right? Griffin Canning screams Astros win. Tomorrow's a big day to Spencer Arrighetti as well because, I mean, look, down the stretch, you want to keep putting forward good starts. You want to keep showing that, hey, you can count on me if you are Spencer Arrighetti. And if he does that, oh, by the way, the Mariners are putting it on the Rangers now. It's 8-4. My goodness. Way to go, Rangers. Way to go. The Astros could use Spencer Arrighetti in some sort of role this October. And it would be great to see him used in a role that, you know, can really be an X factor for this ball club in this postseason run. So again, it's important for him to put together a very good start. Now, I'm not even worried about tomorrow who you're facing. I mean, again, like today, can you imagine Reed Detmers when he sees the Astros on the schedule, what it's like going in, what's going on in his head? Yikes. Absolute yikes for that guy because, well, he just gets absolutely destroyed every single time that he faces the Astros. A lot like I suspect Griffin Canning will tomorrow afternoon when these two teams get together. Again, don't forget to join us. It might not be right when the game ends. It'll probably be a few minutes after the game ends. And I'm sorry for that, but that's just, again, the order tomorrow. We're going Texans first, and then we will eventually go to the Astros game after that. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday night. I hope you get some sleep. You know I am. I'm about to go hit those sheets here in about 10 minutes. Have a great rest of your night. We'll do this again tomorrow. 2 channels, Texans first, then the Rockets, or 2 shows, same channel, right here on the Locked On Sports Houston page.